Greetings, my dear Leo. This is Ron from Terror of the Twin Sun. I shall be building three portals for you. These are glimpses into potential realities that may exist or be in parallel with the actual path that you are on. This is path work we're dealing with. So please take what you will, only take what resonates, and I invite you to clear your mind now, relax, and we shall begin fairly soon. Okay. Yep. The first portal is now opening. Okay, so this portal pertains to a situation of love, an offer that is here, a blessing, and from this there is a well of emotions as well as a great deal of love that is transformative, that is available to you in the mid-month of June. And there are two sides to this. One in which you feel there is a great destabilizing force that has come into your situation, that you are embodying a sense of the wisdom behind this, but there's something about um, the actual tangible benefits of this situation that has halted. There's a block, and there seems to be someone who may have met you in the situation as someone who works or acts in a type of method, but they have to sort of move and return to a period that they tend to go through often. This has to do with essentially a period of waiting and a period of contemplation. There's an impulsive but methodical way about them that has forced them rather out of a situation, leaving you um, to have to deal with your challenges on your own. Um, there's a great impatient quality to this lover or this friend or this colleague. When it comes to the connection that you share, it is deeply transformative. It is pure and innocent. And innocence is the key word here. But there's something about what you have learned in your your need to find some form of stabilization in situations in general that is being greatly challenged. And this is something that you're good at. And it's something that you have to deal with your external world as well. There seems to be something that you have to take care of first, dealing with other people in society, dealing with especially other egos, and there's something about you that is going through a series of trials or a series of challenges that is testing your temper when it comes to you and what you're trying to create in life. But there is also a sense that you will be catching up with this person. They seem to be someone of method, but also someone who maybe a bit controlling, or perhaps domineering in some way. Um, and they once waited for you for some time, but now they no longer have the patience to wait. And not only that, there is something about them that is working also with the external world, or perhaps with something from the past, and they're trying to block out something there. Um, I think this is a purely innocent situation. There is something about the external worlds on both sides that are challenging, and it's forcing both of you to reallocate where you're directing your energies, both of you. But there is a tendency to still somewhat meet each other. Yeah, there also is a sense of the downfall of patriarchy here, some sort of mode of thought or some type of wisdom that is crumbling. And in the ruins comes a new form of clarity. But there's a lot of domineering sort of aspects on both ends. But it seems to me that both of you are somewhat on the same page, and are there's something about this connection that you're still willing to impart some sort of cycle. There still is a flame here, but you have been shifted or derailed in some sort of way. There's been a shift in paths on both ends, and a lack of patience on both ends, and the need to assert yourselves with the external world before meeting again. There is a chance that they are indeed very protective of who or what they are, what they want to claim as their own, and they're very careful. Um, and there's a method to what they do, and this is something that both of you can learn from, because fundamentally both of you are friends, or at least on some sort of level that is similar in certain respects. I think you offer more emotions to this connection, but you expect a great deal. Both of you, there's a great deal of expectation here, so you have to check that, okay, if you want it to work in the future. But I think um, there's a lot of catalyzation from the external world, forcing both of you to deal with that first. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Okay, that is the first portal, and I am working from the Royal Fez Moroccan Tarot deck from 1975. It's a very good deck. Thanks for tuning in. My channel has been challenged lately. I'm sorry I haven't been up to par with what you all expect, but I'm doing my best considering the times. The second portal is opening soon. So, oh, goodness. Okay, we have Libra and Leo here for the second portal, which is now opening. Okay. So, there's something not entirely stable, but there are two prominent signs here, that is of Libra, as well as Libra, the sign of companionship, the seventh house. Um, Also the sign of justice, equilibrium, also a sign that is ruled by Venus, which is all about elocution, speaking, poetry, music, all of this stuff is here, as well as truth. Truth is big in this, okay? It's very big. Truth on one end, and on the other, some form of desire that is trying to express itself but is becoming derailed or imbalanced. There's a teeter-tottering of your desires versus your strength over these desires for each other. And there's a need for them to execute some sort of equilibrium and some sort of validation in terms of what is given, what is owed, and how to weigh within the weight of a feather, the weight of a heart. Okay, there's something here where there is a need to assert beauty in truth. Okay, um, it seems to me that that you have halted some of your energy. There is a great deal of love that you have for this person, but now it's become conditional in some sort of way, meaning that even though this love is intense and beautiful and very deep, it comes from the source of the Great Mother, the Queen of Cups. And with this energy, there is usually an unconditionality, but now clearly there is condition to it, or at least there's teeter-tottering of this condition. And you're realizing that you have to suppress some of your more base instincts with this connection in order for it to work, in order for you to find power, okay? They are realizing that there is something about what they did that they are sorry for, something that they said or did to essentially get out in some sort of way. And now there is disharmony. Something very emotionally unintelligent occurred here, and there is no one in fault for this. However, there is a great deal of karma as well as some form of balance making that has to occur. Here they are again with the Knight of Pentacles, this time in the reverse. Something about them has been placed in a halting period, a stagnation, because they have to commerce with the outer world, as well as there is a form of regeneration as well. There is a form of peace finding that they are working with, okay? Regeneration of the mind and regeneration of some sort of like escapist slash dream-like thing that they are dealing with in order to find some sort of equilibrium, okay? You are greatly affected by the emotional propensities of this connection. They have been behaving in order to protect themselves from heartache as well. In doing so, they unintentionally create this for the situation in some sort of way, but I think the timing is not right. This person usually acts in method and they tend to weigh the earth of the situation. Okay? You also have the energy of Moon in Libra here. There is a sense of you having to play the two swords that were dropped here into your hand and to understand what you're left with. And in this, you're trying to come up with some sort of truth through duality, but you're finding that both truths are of equal measure, okay? Meaning that they're both thoughts or both parallels of what could be are basically of the same metal, the same passage, okay, the same meaning. And because of this, it's creating also, on your end, a bit of stagnation. You are mirroring them in some sort of way, but in your own way, I think you understand that things were misread, okay? There is a lot of Cancer energy here, and there's also something about the energy of Capricorn, potentially trying to find a way to structure the way you emotionally give to this. And there's a lot of emotion, but you're trying to restructure how to do this emotionally intelligently, okay? I think they had to act in order to be protected. Yeah, and they may come off as a bit arrogant in the way they do things, because their intent is still with you, but it's just from a distance. There's a lot of distance and detachment here. So that's what I'm saying. The portal is closed now. I will give advice after the third portal, and this is your third portal. My dear Leo, thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Yeah, that really wanted to come out. Okay. 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 Whatever occurs here, I think there is a mode of transformation that you are going on. You're moving away from the situation after a period of what feels like a type of ending, a mixture between joy and happiness, but not being able to deal with either of them. Walking through a gateway or seeing the view towards something new, yet something challenging, and you're willing to take that challenge as well as. Wow, that's a lot of thunder. Take that challenge and to potentially jump off into a new adventure of some sort. I'm seeing this more the end of June and into July. There is the energy of you setting down a burden and finally letting that loose. Something that has to do with regret and moving away from this. Someone that you're dealing with or the energy that you're dealing with has to do with, there it is again, that Nine of Pentacles keeps showing up and they're always moving away, dude. Or like some whenever they turn around and like they look at you like they're stagnant. um yeah, there's an element of detachment here, as well as an element of heartbreak, but you're not really feeling it anymore. This was like a passing thing and I think you're just moving on, which is beautiful because that's what they seem to be doing in terms of method as well. um, Going about and moving on, but there will be some sort of return, because of the chariot there. And this return goes in tandem with just conflict on your end. I don't think you really want it. You're finding a lot of conflict with your external world, and it seems to me that as you make this leap, there will be essentially a letting go plus some sort of distant regret about this past situation. They are certainly on the move, and they're moving. As they move, it's like they are somewhat breaking free from a constraint. Something is coming down. The walls are coming down. The walls of adversity. That whatever this connection was, there was a lot of passion, but the fire was too hot, or there was just like not enough method in it. And I think you're just trying to float away from it. um, yeah, what is the potential outcome? Yeah, I think you're becoming a lot more aware of the conflict, whatever has been burdening you for the past few months, has essentially like become a bit much, and there's something about you that is going on, an adventure as well as taking on the energy of bringing in forms of transformation or forms of newness, which is very strong for you. This other thing, this agent, this person, whoever this is, has to essentially make a choice and to break free from something they've been protecting themselves from when it comes to their past, and they're trying to move forward. And I do see some form of unconditional offering towards you, and this comes more from their ability to find a righteous offering for you. But for now, I think their movement away is to break free from. Also, you're both breaking free, by the way, breaking free from being burned in the past, which there is a mirroring here that is admirable, right? um, so I'm going to pull from the Russian Fairy Oracle now for you and get the message from Oracle. This is for Leo, mid-June. Okay. 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 Excuse me. There's something here. Excuse me. Sorry. Something here that has to do with a message and a crossroads. Something was lost between two people, um, and one is trying to catch up to the other. There's a chance that that they will catch up. As they do, there will be a type of understanding or a knowing of the way things have unraveled between you two. This has to do with creativity. Both of you are on a path that is similar in a way, and you are bringing to this person a message that they already know, and it has to do with very intense urges that are based on darker aspects of the soul. This has to do with um, something about the heritage of things, the great line, ancestry, and the the dark cloud that surrounds that. There is a message here and a culmination of an understanding. A lot of movement in June, and it's saying here that you should really look to this movement, to a type of movement that that will let you read between the lines as well as understand the great rootedness of everything, the interconnectedness of everything. There's a strong message here, especially from someone who has been waiting for quite some time for a vision. This person, this external thing, has to do with the waiting of fruition, the waiting of things that that should be made available, but it's felt like a lifetime of waiting for them. Because of this, there is a type of depression, and both of you go to this understanding. I think there will be communication that will bring an understanding of the human condition that exists between both of you. There's a slow and like heavy energy with both sides. Okay, now when it comes to this, there is a type of connection that cannot be. There's a lot of love here, but there's something about the emotions where they're not passing correctly. One is giving more than the other, and the commerce between this within the aqueducts, there is a type of love that is trying to be converted or is one-sided. It's like emotions that are coming from one way and only going to the next, but there's no equilibrium and there's no easy passage. It's very heavy. So the advice is to really try to find balance with this. Try to make the aqueducts so that the love and this sort of intense it speaks of the human condition totally, and emotions are all about understanding through a feeling that is beyond words, a feeling that is through feeling, not knowing. It's something intangible. It's a lot like water, and this water sustains an emotional viability between two different parties. Okay, whomever you're dealing with is going through a lot of heavy stuff, and so are you. And it's important to know that expectations between you, um, they're not on the same page. Both of you are not on the same page. So there's a lot of healing to be done here, as well as healing that occurs through the passage of still waters or waters that are not fighting gravity but going with it. Okay, very heavy, but I think there is the promise for some sort of new philosophy that comes to you, as well as you transcending a type of fear, and also a possibility for some sort of romantic story. Okay, but this romance might actually be just a form of dissolution. It might dissolve, or like there could be some sort of open end at the end of it. So like just brace yourself for that, because the aqueducts, they're not even. They're not on the even keel, and the lovers is in reverse, as well as there is the aspect of desolation that comes from the energy that you may be dealing with. Okay, so please take that with a grain of salt. This is, of course, free and for you. I am open for readings. If you would like one, you can check my About section if you like. Thank you very much, and I wish you well for this blessed, interesting path that you're on. Thank you. Bye.